If you want to see me create a look using the ABH Subculture palette, one of my favorite palettes, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we're going to play with this little guy today. I really like the ABH Subculture and I am looking forward to using it again. And I have the impression that it is getting discontinued because it wasn't on the ABH site when I last looked for it, and I didn't see it on Sephora Canada either. If you know different, please let me know. I just thought it was kind of strange. So if you have it in your collection, enjoy it, and if you don't, you might be able to still find it before it is gone. So I'm just letting you know. It is a usual 14 shadow ABH palette, and there are a number of dupes out there for this color story, so it's not as if the color story itself has disappeared. I'm sure you could still find some alternatives. And I'm doing this look because it was a request. Steph, who you've heard me talk a lot about on this channel, is actually panning this palette, and she said, you know, if you wouldn't mind doing a look just to offer some ideas, and I'm always happy to do that. If you have requests for palettes you know I have, and you want to see a look with any of them, don't hesitate to ask. I might not be able to get to every request, but it doesn't hurt to ask, and I don't take any offense or overwhelm in getting those requests at all. Now, the funny thing is, in looking at this palette, I kept changing my mind about which quadrant to go with. So at first I thought, let's go with this one, a nice kind of easy quad. And then I moved over and thought, nah, let's go and do a little bit more challenging. And then I thought, nah, let's go for this one. I figured I might use two of the really deep shadows in this palette that sometimes gets people a little bit nervous. I think that these 6 over here are probably the easier ones to work with, and it gets more challenging the further down you go. So I think that doing a look with these 4 is kind of middle of the road, but still kind of challenging. And I also thought that I would use for some of the look, maybe not the whole thing, I would use the brush that comes with the shadows. I actually don't think this is a bad brush. A lot of folks want to just ditch it when they get the palette, and I don't think that's a good thing. I think that Anastasia brushes and Urban Decay brushes are just fine. And it's nice to get used to one of these brushes, because if you do bring this palette out and about, it's not a lot of brushes that would fit in this spot, which is a very nice and secure spot in the palette. So why not practice a little bit with it, and then when you are on the go and you want to use this palette on the go, then you know you can get away with one brush. I think that's a benefit. I think that's a benefit. Right. My 2 cents, do what it is that you want to do. Let's talk about this palette, and no, I am not stalling. What I want to do is I actually want to use this one as my crease color. I want to use, do I have the right one? Yeah. The colors in the viewfinder look different, so I'm a little bit confused here. So we're going to go with this one in the crease, this one on the outer lid, this one on the inner lid, and Adorn, I think, right on the center lid. So we've got All Star, Untamed, New Wave, and Adorn. Am I going to change my mind already? I might. I think I'm actually going to start with New Wave and then get into this one and this one. I think I'm going to put that up higher up in the crease and then All Star over top a little bit lower. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to use this nice fluffy side of the brush, and I'm going to go into, like I said, New Wave. And they are powdery, but just tap off the brush and then we're all good to go. And I think because this is going to be more involved than some other looks that I do sometimes that are just a couple of shades, that I am going to do one eye and then do the other eye in a speed up fashion, so you don't have to see me working on two whole eyes with the look. I love the mattes in this palette. They blend like a dream. You know, I'm a big convert to Anastasia palettes, period. I've just decided to go all in and get quite a few of them, actually. I'm not big on those big Norvina palettes. None of them are super attractive to me, but man, I have to tell you that this formula, so good. So that's it. I dipped in once and that did it. Is that not amazing? I love that. I think that that is phenomenal. And it appears deeper in the pen, so I don't want to move the kick up here. It looks deeper in the pen, but once you start working with it on the eye, it just kind of spreads out evenly and looks beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to, just because it's going to bother me that there's nothing there, I'm going to use this other side of the brush and just put some Dawn, this one here. I'm going to put some of that right on the brow bone right away. And I'm probably going to put something else over top later, but for now, that's going to do just fine. Okay, back to this one, and we are going to go into All Star, which is that kind of purpley burgundy. And All Star is one of my favorite colors in the palette. I'm going to go in the crease again, but just a little bit lower. Just going to pat the motions first, pat side to side. So it's still overlapping most of New Wave, but it's claiming its own space as well. I think that looks pretty darn good. I think I'm going to just grab the kick up and just deepen it up a little bit right in the deep of the crease. This feels, I've said it before, but it really does feel effortless. Okay, now we are ready to do the more serious side of things. I'm just going to get some of the color off and just even it out on this side too. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with this. I don't think it looks too patchy. All right, now we're going to go into Untamed, this guy right here. And I'm going to use the denser side of the brush, well, the other side, which is the denser side of the brush. And I just tapped in. Just going to tap off the excess. I have my sink right there. It's very convenient. Okay, and I'm just going to tap exactly where I want it. Nice. Softening up the edge here. Okay, you can go grungy, but you can still go kind of soft, right? And I'm going to go in just a little bit, picking up the kick up. I'm going to just soften up that green as I go past the center. I'm not worried about it being too even, because now I'm going to go into New Wave again and bring it from inner to center lid with that color. I'm going to use a different brush than this because I want more precision. I'm going to go in with my Smashbox multitasker brush. I'll grab that right now. And it is this one right here. Any kind of three-sided brush that's pointy like that, my goodness, it is fantastic. And I have it loaded on the brush, and I'm just going to tap it where I want it before I get too fancy. Okay, and I'm going to change brushes because I want to use a different brush, a little bit fluffier brush, to bring it to the center. And I think I'm going to go back to this brush because I don't need that much precision now. Just a little bit on the edge here. It's kind of funny because there is a color similar to this called Edge in the palette. But just again, a little bit. Just getting to the center lid. They overlap beautifully, and they will get a little bit, it'll almost look a little bit gray toward the middle, but that doesn't matter. I'm putting Adorn on top, so that does not matter. I think I'm going to use another denser brush just to get more color. I'd like to have more color on the inner lid. I'm actually going to go with my angled brush. I think that will give me still the light aspect of it, but a little bit more control. Just tapping where I want it. There we go. And I think I want a little bit more deepening with the green. So I'm going to go back to the Anastasia brush and pick up some more Untamed and just intensify that again. Okay, and I think I'm going to take a smudger brush and I'm going to take more of that Untamed and bring it down a little bit. And I think I'm going to take afterwards the All-Star. Actually, I'll start with the All-Star, put more on the lower lash line, and then put the Untamed over it with more precision. So for All-Star, I'm going to use this smudger brush from Sephora, and it was part of the, I think it was called the Smoky or the Smoke Show set of 5 brushes. I don't think they sell it anymore. Just picking up the Kick Up, and I'm going to put the All-Star down here. And I want a little bit more precision, so I'm going to grab this very tiny smudger brush from Smashbox. It's called the Precise Smudger. Just put some on the one side, just so I can finish and tie it all together. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do, and I'm going to have more color up top, so it's not going to be so heavy on the lower lashes, but I do like the effect. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on Adorn, and then use, I think I'm going to use Untamed again as kind of a liner up top and on the bottom. So let me just use Adorn here. And it's going to be on the center lid, as I said, and I'm going to use my finger. Starting to warn everybody I'm going to use my finger because not everybody likes to watch that. I am understanding that, and I can appreciate why. Gosh, that's pretty. Going to go into Adorn again and tap again. I really, really like this. Okay, so I'm going to now go in with my tiny smudger. I'm going to take off the, I keep forgetting the names for some reason. Take off the All-Star and then use it to do Untamed on the upper and lower lash line, really, really tight to the lash line. So I'm going to clean that off. Okay, so now I'm going into Untamed. And I only put some on the one side of the brush and I flip it around, so I have a lot of control with placement. And I'm just going to go along the very edge of the lash line. To just tie everything together. There we go, and same thing on the bottom. Just a little bit of patience right along the lash line. And then I'll want to find a liner that kind of matches as best as I can this color. I think black would be too harsh. I might try to find an aqua or a mossy green. Actually, I think I know which pencil I'm going to use. And there we go. I think that looks good. I might just add a little bit on the upper inner lash line here to tie that together. Okay, I'm happy with this. So let's go and recreate this look on this eye, and then we'll finish up the look, and I'll probably change my lipstick because it doesn't quite match anymore. It's a little bit too pinky mauve, right? This is Slow Burn by Marc Jacobs, actually, if you are curious. And for anything else on my face, you can find it in the description box if you like to take a look. Okay, here we go. We're starting over. I'm going to just clean off any brush that needs cleaning off, so we don't have any cross-contamination of colors. Okay, and as I said, I will speed this side up and we will get back together to talk about the finishing touches. Here we go. Okay, the second eye went pretty well, and I want to talk about how I'm going to finish the look. And I'm actually going to do it on camera, which I don't often do, is finish a look on camera, but I'm going to speed that up as well. But I'm going to show you what it is I'm going to be using. I am going to apply the Urban Decay 0 on my upper waterline, and then I'm going to apply Stash on my lower waterline and lash line, trying not to cover up the other shadow that I put on there, or the shadow I put on there. So just if you're curious, this is Stash, and this is my little tiny nubby of 0. And right now on my lips, I have some Joe Fresh lip balm in the color Mango, but that was just to give my lips a little bit of a break before I go in with the next products. And on my lips, I think a good match for this eye look is going to be the Chestnut lip liner from Wet n Wild. And this was $1. Look at the size of this thing. And then Anastasia Beverly Hills, the gloss called Warm Bronze is what I'm going to wear. And I have those two. So there's Chestnut, there's Warm Bronze. I think that that's going to look really good together. And I like Dawn on the brow bone, but I want to give it more bling. So I'm going to be applying this Artiste Couture highlighter. It's a loose highlighter, and it was a sample. It's got powder on it, but here we go. So this little sample guy, I think it's 1 gram, and it's in Cocoa Bling. So I'm going to be applying that on the brow bone and on the inner corner. I think it's going to be a really nice effect. And then I'm going to finish up with 2 mascaras. I'm going to use the Sumptuous Extreme from Estee Lauder on the upper lashes, probably 2 coats. And then on the lower lashes, I will be using the Clinique High Impact Mascara because I don't find it coats the lashes a lot at all. So that's what I'm going to be applying right now. As I said, I will do it a little bit sped up for you, and then we can talk about the final look. I will also put on setting spray, and I think I'm probably going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray today. I will stop talking, let's get applying, and then we'll close it off. Final touches done, except for one thing. If you ever have a boo-boo like I have done, which is a mascara smudge on your makeup, if you let it dry, which I did quite a while, and take a Q-tip, it just flakes right off. Let's just make sure I have all of it. Yeah, there we go. It's a no-brainer, no big deal. It's just a problem if we are not patient. I went over everything I was going to put on my face, and I did exactly what I said I would do with all of these products. Again, if you want to be reminded of what products I used, please go back into the description box. The only one I want to talk about that caused me a little bit of grief is this Artist Couture Coco Bling. It's a beautiful loose highlighter, but the one thing I did not do properly is I did not put glitter glue on my inner corners, and I should have. And it started to kind of migrate down, and I used a Q-tip again to wipe it off and then brush off with my fluffy brush any of the particulates that were under my eye. Glitter glue. I have no idea why I did not use it. But apart from that mishap, I think the look turned out quite nice. I love these colors. I love Subculture. I've mentioned that many, many times on this channel. Let me know what you think of the look. Do you like it? Would you use different colors? Let me just go back into the palette here for a sec. Would you use different colors? I'll put it right side up. It's still dirty from use here. Yeah, if there are other colors that you struggle with in Subculture and that you have trouble making nice looks with, please let me know, and I would be more than happy to do another one of those looks. And Steph, I hope you enjoyed this one. I don't know if you've done a look similar to that before. Let me know. I would love to hear as well, because this look is per your request. So anyway, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments, and like I said, any requests in the comments as well. I love reading what you have to say, and I look forward to seeing you, of course, in the next video. But for now, take care.